We're the cute science girls? True. Alright, you're almost good to go. But you wouldn't get far without our generous employee starter package. Oh, type manual. The type manual mirror will be especially invaluable throughout your journey. I suggest taking a quick gander at it before setting out. So, these are the regular types: normal, electric, ghost, sand, fire, ice, water, and then magic, foul, heavy, air, poison, and cut are skill only. What does skill only mean? Does that mean that Coromon can't have these types, but moves do? That's an interesting dynamic. So, for the base types, normal, electric, ghost, sand, fire, ice, water. Then magic, I can kind of see where they're coming from with that. Like, what would define a magic creature? Because all of them are magic, right? There's definitely some superfluous types in Pokemon. Yeah, like, I feel... honestly, dark and fairy are kind of unnecessary. Like, they were added for balance, so it makes sense. Steel was added for balance too, but Steel at least makes sense as an elemental type. Honestly, the psychic type itself in Pokemon is kind of superfluous. Like, what makes a Pokemon psychic? Telepathic abilities? There's Pokemon that, according to external media, have telepathic abilities and aren't psychic type. And then telepathic abilities, the only reason Lugia is a psychic type when it should really be a water type. Foul, this is basically like dark type. It's super effective on water, so I guess it's supposed to be like pollution, but then there's a poison type. Like, even these kind of feel like an overlap in the same ideas. What's a heavy attack in this context? It's super effective on ice, so it feels like this is offensive steel. Air, I can kind of see that as an attack only type. There's tons of Pokemon that can fly but that aren't flying type, and there's Pokemon that are flying type that, like, what defines them as being flying other than these are birds? I think I'm actually split 50-50 when it comes to the skill only types here. Like, magic, foul, and heavy, okay. Like, I understand those not being types, because, you know, what defines those as a creature that is magic, a creature that's foul, a creature that's heavy. But air, poison... well, no, maybe not cut. Cut makes sense as a attack-only type. It's kind of weird that it's super effective on electric. Like, I understand the framing, right? Super effective against electric because you're cutting cords, but that feels really forced. I still think poison could have been an actual type Mons could have. Like, poison is one of the types in Pokemon that makes sense. Air, wind, flying, I kinda get that one being attack only. Magic, foul, and heavy just feel extra to me. Water and ice, even in Pokemon, I think ice is kind of extraneous. Does converting to a different state of matter really change the properties of water? Ice is still just water. I feel like the developers of this game are probably big fans of ice-type Pokemon, because then looking at this, the ice-type has 4 resistances to compensate for how bad ice is in Pokemon. They made it super defensive in this game. Like, they just went in the complete opposite direction. Instead of being the worst defensive type, it's the best defensive type. It's the only one with 4 resistances. It's super effective against water, which is top 3 types in Pokemon. And if this game is anything like Pokemon, probably the most common type. I do kind of like how the types are only super effective against one type, but then water's super effective against 2 things. So, kind of seems like there's still some favoritism. It's weak offensively, it seems, and weak defensively. It's the only one with 3 resistances and 3 weaknesses. I feel like truncating it kind of takes away some of the variety that things could have had.